Hi, I'm Anita di Milani. I'm from Tuscany in Italy and I'm a pupil at Battle Abbey School. In September, I'm gonna start my studies at Central St. Martin's in London, and I start a foundation there. So, for my art, the main, let's say, subject is portrait. So I concentrate myself on creating surreal portraits, especially like in my coursework. I got inspired by Gianni Saveo and Freud because I thought that the composition and the color palette are really strong and they're really unusual, especially in Freud paintings. As you can see, I decided to incorporate in my final piece for my coursework Wings and Bird. This is like a connection to Damien Hirst and is basically a connection with the idea of lucid dreaming, because when a human dreams to fly, is because they want their soul want to escape from all the difficulties in life. And for my exam work, I like the topic that I chose from the seven that were in the exam paper was once again portraits, but in this case I got inspired more about Truffaut and David Hockney, that they have like a less how can I say, blocky technique. In fact, Freud and Gianni Savio, they paint as they have like shapes in the face or in the body of the subject that they paint, and in Truffaut and Hockney the technique is way more fluid and the colors are brighter, and I feel like I got really interested in this. So in my final piece that I created in 15 hours, I used the Truffaut and mixed with Hockney techniques for the face, and then I connected these with I connected the main character with chickens that I painted in a way more realistic color scheme and technique, because I wanted to create this balance between the main character that was painted more surrealistically and the second characters that were the two animals, that they balance this because they're more natural looking. And I decided this type of animal because the subject is one of my friends and she has chickens at her house, so I wanted to create like a connection, as like a personal connection between the subject and the animal that I was going to choose. For my textile project, my coursework was concentrated on celestial beings, so I did myself personal research a lot about Christianity but also about paganism. So my final piece is inspired by Uriel. That's one of the main angels in the Bible, and all my designs that I developed on my boards, they're all inspired by one figure of the Bible, so they're all angels taken from the Bible. In my coursework, I started from the general idea of angels. So I started creating pieces about wings, about the texture of the wings, but then I got more specialized on the different characters. So Uriel is an angel that described in the Bible as cruel as a demon. So that's why I created this, kind of the colors are not ethereal as the classical colors that you can see in angels, like white and bluish, but they're more like reddish and brownish, because I wanted to recreate this idea. And I burned the edges of the corset because he depicts all the time with a flaming sword. So that's why I wanted to recreate this as a fire theme. And the eye and the nails are there because his role as an angel is to look after the demons. So that's why he can be cruel, because if they something they're not supposed to do, then they have to punish them. So that's why he has the eye, because is a connection of him looking after them, but it's also a connection with the middle-aged idea of angels. In fact, in the Middle Age, they thought that angels were not these beautiful creatures, but they were these slightly scary creatures that they had or either a face or a big eye in the middle of multiple wings, and so that's a reference to that as well. And the needles are a reference to this scary figure of this angel Uriel, but also is a connection with one of their textile artists that I got inspired by, that is Louise Richardson, that she created like these leather gloves with all like pins all around, and I got really like interested by that because in the past like periods, like gloves were like something that rich ladies were wearing, so it was like a symbol of regality, and she used gloves but in a slightly punk and rock way. So this is my exam project for my photography. So the topic that I chose was distorted faces, so I played with surrealism and photomontages. In my previous project, in my coursework, is more about, I worked a lot on Photoshop, but in this one I wanted to experiment more like hand cutting and handcraft in my photography. I used painting as well, and for my final piece I got inspired by the old family trees that you could find in the house of like old like rich people, that they had like all the connection with all the family, and that's like kind of revisitation of a family tree. That's a modern family portrait, so you can see the daughter, the father, the dog, and the mother at the beginning. So that was the idea of it, and I created it with Photoshop, and I played a lot with the color scheme, because as you can see the colors are really soft and they're around brown, greys. There's not a big like colors, because I wanted the observator to concentrate more on the actual connection with the stuff was going on in the picture. So, yeah. I loved my time here, I have to say. In fact, I'm really sad I'm leaving, I have to say, because I create a lot of friendships, and my teachers, they've always been so supportive with me. I remember coming here, and the first thing that I remember telling my art teacher, and my art teachers in general, but especially my art teacher, Mr. Takwo, was that I wanted to enter into Central Martins, and he just did everything and helped me in everything that he could to make me actually achieve this goal that I had, and that's really important for me. He always supported me for everything, even outside, like problems that I had outside the school, because I'm from Italy, so my family is not here, and I'm not a boarder, so I live with a host family, and that's great. But let's say that I'm not really close with them, as I could tell all that stuff to people that I'm more close with, and that's him and Mrs. Townsend and Mr. Green as well. They always supported me, and they saw me as a person more than as a student, so they always respected me and supported me in everything that I was doing. So I'm really happy that I came here, and yeah, I'm really sad that I'm leaving, but I'm really excited for my new beginning, so yeah.